So we've pretty much just made it through the first official week of fall. Now, whether it actually feels like fall where you live may be up in the air. We had quite a few cooler days and even colder as the day goes on and you move into nighttime. Now it's kind of weird because the temperatures are coming back up. We're going to have some days in the upper 80s, lower 90s coming up this week, and then it's going to drop back off. So one little burst of summer left, but I think fall is pretty much here to stay for us after that. And so, of course, because of the change in temperature, I finally had a chance to really put some of these fall fragrances into effect. So today we have another weekly fragrance rotation. I don't do these so often anymore. I used to do them every week, but now it's just kind of a situational thing. And that's what we have here. This is the 7 fragrances that I kicked off the first official week of fall with. Let's dive into it. Day 1, Hugo Boss Bottled Oud. Gorgeous, gorgeous designer entry-level oud fragrance. If you can even really call this an oud scent, because really it's that nice, sweet, appley, spicy, warm, Boss Bottled DNA with maybe just a little bit of a woody oud, but it's not anything super substantial here. This is something that just about anyone can smell and think it smells really pleasant and pull it off really nice. So don't be alarmed by the word oud in the title because it's nothing to be scared of. If this is what it takes to start getting you to dabble into some fragrances that might make you out of your comfort zone a little bit, then this is a good place to start. For me, this is one of my favorites from the line. I think it's really, really good. I reach for this one more than Boss Bottled Intense and a lot of the other flankers as well. There's just a really nice twist with this one, and it smells the best, at least for me, in fall. You can wear this in winter as well, but this gives off kind of a warm cinnamon, apple, spicy type of smell, which just reminds me of fall all the way through. Really nice way to kick it off. Great scent here for not a whole lot of money either. Boss Bottled Oud. Day number 2, Parfums de Marly, Layton. So for this one, we were heading out the door, gonna go run some errands, so threw on a jacket, and I had to choose my scent. And I looked around, and I'm like, you know what? I really feel like Layton. A lot of times with my collection, it's hard to make a decision right off the bat. So I kind of thought, oh, maybe I'll go with Layton. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll go with this instead. And I wavered back and forth. And ultimately, I'm like, nope, if I want to wear Layton, I'm going to wear Layton. So that's what I wore. And it worked perfectly. There's just a little bit of a crisp, cool temperature in the air. And it smelled absolutely killer. This will cut through just about any type of temperature, even into wintertime as well. But when you have some more mild, cooler temperatures, it really does well. It still pushes out really strong, still lasts a long time, at least on my skin, and it still smells absolutely beautiful. You get apple in this one as well. You get sweetness. You get a bit of a minty freshness as well, like a menthol type of feeling or sensation in your nose when you smell it. So it has like a little bit of a small, fresh balance. This is just absolutely incredible stuff. 100% worth the hype 10 times over. If there's one Parfums de Marly fragrance you should buy at the end of the day, I would say it should be Layton. Now don't get me wrong, there are a lot of other great releases from Parfums de Marly as well, but if you want one, or at least one to start out with, go with Layton. It works every time. Next up, Gentleman Boisee by Givenchy. So in the beginning, when it first came out, I wasn't really into it. I just didn't really think it was all that impressive. And over time, as I've gone back to it and I've worn it more, I've really started to enjoy it. This still has a little bit of that Gentleman Eau de Parfum DNA. The main difference here is you get a lot more of a woody creaminess from the sandalwood. And also with that, a bit more of a freshness, and it has like a modern, kind of musky, woody, masculine smell to it. It smells fantastic. The opening is really eye-catching. Really grabs your attention right off the bat. It's a bit spicy. It's a bit oriental almost. It smells amazing when it opens up. And again, it dries down to a nice, warm, creamy scent. This kind of strikes a balance where it's not too sweet, but it's also not really fresh either, making this perfect for fall. Works great with a little bit of a cool temperature in the air, and I really enjoyed it. And I do every time I wear it. I always like this one. Sometimes I forget about it. I forget that I have it. Gets overshadowed by even other fragrances in this line, but it's one that you should try to keep in your rotation if you enjoy it, because it's really nice stuff. And if you haven't got your nose on this one yet and you're a fan of the Gentleman line as a whole, this one's worth checking out. At this point, you can get this one on discounters for a more affordable price since it's been out for a while now. Next up, Versace Eros Flame. Yeah, believe it or not, I was reaching for this one, day number 4. I'm not really sure what compelled me to reach for an Eros fragrance. As much hate as it gets, the line in general, I still think it smells good. And I've smelled a lot of other things out there. And this still, to me, it just works. Anymore, I'll usually go with either the Eau de Parfum or Flame if I'm in the mood for Eros for whatever reason. This one's got orange. It has kind of some more aromatic tendencies about it, just a little bit of a different twist, but still it very much has that Eros DNA. So you can't mistake this for something else other than Eros. To me though, it smells really nice and a nice flanker to have here. It's a great performer. It smells great in the fall. Of course, it's very mass pleasing, great compliment getter. It works every time, and again, it's pretty affordable. Day number 5, I was feeling a Prada fragrance and I ended up going with Rossa Sport. So, every time I say this, it always sounds a little bit backwards, a sport fragrance in fall, but actually the sport version here is more sweet than the original. This one introduces vanilla, you still get lavender, you get a bit of a spiciness up top as well, but it's warm and sweet, still a little bit fresh and clean. It's your typical kind of soapy, clean, classy Prada DNA here, with just a little bit more of a sweetness going on. For me, it smells great and it really shines in these transitional seasons, fall and spring, when you're kind of in between on the temperatures. I wouldn't want to wear this when it's too hot, and I wouldn't want to wear this when it's too cold. You could, but there are better options out there. So right in the middle is where this one shines. This is something that you can wear to work, wear to school, when it's fall and springtime, and you want something that has a bit of a maturity, a bit of a class to it. Really nice option for that. Quality is great, performance is good, it's relatively affordable on discounters. All in all, for the price you're paying for this one, you get a lot in return, and that's why I really enjoy this one. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Moving on to day number 6, I was really excited to finally be able to give this one a full wearing again. This is Pure XS by Paco Rabanne. Again, I was super pumped because it's been since winter time that I've really been able to fully wear this one. And typically in winter, I'll usually go with Pure XS Night and, save this one more for fall. So it might have even been a little bit longer than I can remember compared to the last time I wore this one. Could wear it in spring as well, I suppose, but really works well in fall. It's kind of sugary, sweet, a little bit boozy, but also a little bit fresh. Yes, it is kind of awkward to spray. I think that's probably why they got rid of this cap here on Pure XS Night. On Pure XS Night, the cap just pulls off like a normal cap. This one has a Zippo style thing going on, but like I mentioned, and like you just saw, it's a little bit hard to angle it without spraying the cap. So, but still smells great. Not gonna bother me too much. I love this stuff. It's playful, it's super fun. It's just so pleasant, so sexy, and great in the fall time. When it's a little bit cold outside, this one shines and smells amazing. From Paco Rabanne, a really impressive scent, and Pure XS Night is the same way. And day number 7 to end the week off, I went with Club Black by Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, this guy right here, Club Black, on the back side, as you can see there. Nice window on the side so you can see your level. The bottle's a bit funky. It's a little bit strange. It does stand up though, and the atomizer's built in back there. Different, but again, doesn't matter. It's worth it. Smells absolutely incredible. This is another one where I was so pumped to be able to wear this because I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of vanilla-based scents. This is a vanilla-based scent. It's vanilla, it's benzoin, it's a little bit of ambroxan, it's a whole lot of sweetness, a whole lot of kind of a fuzzy, warm smell, has a bit of a powdery, dusty smell in there as well. It is incredible from opening to dry down. One of my favorites. If you are a fan of vanilla and fragrances and you don't have this yet, you gotta do yourself a favor and grab a bottle. It is worth it 10 times over. It's also not that expensive either, so it makes it a really good pickup. So guys, that's gonna do it for me. That is 7 fragrances that I wore to kick off the first week of fall. Let me know down below if you're having fall temperatures yet. If you are, which scents have you been wearing? And if you're not, well, I'm sorry. I will link all of these fragrances down below if you wanna grab any of these for yourself at a discount. Check those links like the Mercedes-Benz, like Layton, like Pure XS. These are scents that you have to check out and pick up if you haven't yet, because these are going to crush it for you this fall and winter time. And again, by using those links, you'll get the best discount possible. So it's highly recommended. Also, if you want to gain access to these videos in advance, if you want bonus top 10s, top 5s, reviews, and if you want to get access to a private chat room with me and some of the other members, check out the channel membership. It will be linked down below, or you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button. That's it for me. Thank you for your support. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.